welcome to Shit My Pastor Said, the only podcast where we talk about all the shit those pastors have said. My name's Christopher Dennis Sauter.
And I'm Dano.
And we're...
I'm not going to give up my middle name yet.
You know, we had a conversation about middle names yesterday.
Yeah,
we should
did.
start with that. First off, I want to hear about your middle name thing, but we're on the back deck in New Auburn, Wisconsin. We're watching fishing people come through.
Yep.
Does this bring any kind of joy to you sitting on the back deck looking at a water?
Absolutely. Beautiful oak tree right in front of us. Beautiful water.
A sign that says, to the right, cold beer, to the left, boat rides.
Yeah. A lot of clever folk here in New Auburn.
All right, so, Dano, tell me your hot take on middle names.
I think that middle names should be only for the coolest name possible.
But after, like, the first kid should be honoring a grandparent.
Do we really care about that?
Yes. Yes, we do.
I don't know.
No one else does, but the parents do.
Are you going to feel special if your kid includes your first name into their kid's middle name?
Yeah. My middle name is Dennis. That happens.
Yes,
to
I know. I know.
Yours is Joshua.
I just said I wasn't going to give it up.
So give some options if you had to like redo a middle name.
I would say like Everstrength.
No, but you got to use your name. Like this is what you're doing yesterday. It was like
Daniel Windrider Sauter.
I like you said yesterday. Dano Kirby Puckett Sauter.
Yeah, except it was previously discussed. We're not going to use him. But John Rambo. Dano John Rambo Sauter.
What about like Dano Mike Madonna Sauter?
Yeah. Not going to do Mike Badano. He's still got a knife in our back, doesn't he?
No.
He went with him.
Because it's his job. He got paid.
Oh, so it's a job.
Yeah. He's going to quit in protest. There's no pro team.
I'm just taking orders, court.
Okay. So if you're getting paid millions of dollars and they said, hey, Dana, we need you to go to Texas and still get made millions of dollars or you can stay here and be unemployed, you'd be like, I'm proving a point.
Yeah, if my whole home state was like, we thought you were behind us.
Wow. So now, how many championships did the North Stars win?
Are you really doing this right now?
Dano's giving me shit for liking the Gophers, and he's like, they have not been relevant
I'm not giving
since
you
their
shit
championships
about
in the
liking
60s.
Gophers.
God
no,
damn.
Speaking of middle name, you said it should be Sky Uman. I said, the Gophers haven't earned that middle name of a child.
But suddenly you have a lot of feelings about Mike Madonna.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I want to stick on the middle name. What about your favorite teacher from high school? Gary Clausen.
Gary Clausen. I like that. That's got a good ring to
or
it.
Scary Gary. Dano Scary Gary.
Connecting religion to Mike Madonna. Do you remember when we, my mom, a member of our family used to be a usher for Benny Hinn crusades.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to go with them and just run around the old Met Stadium where the North Stars used to play, where the Mall of America is now. Pretty wild, huh?
We found our way into the guest locker room.
Yeah, and there was like North Star flags and
mm-hmm. We didn't get into the hometown, their home team locker room.
Probably.
There's no way.
Just desecrated. They're like, we're out of here. Fuck you.
No, the North Stars were still there when we.
No, it was done.
No.
Yes, it was. I'm telling you.
You want to bet on it?
Okay, how are we going to find that
Because
out?
it was right around the time that they were in when they made their run to the Stanley Cup Finals. It was maybe not that year, but it was right around that.
Interesting. My memory is that they were already done and it was about to be torn down.
No.
Which is why we could just run around.
No, they were still an active team.
What are your thoughts about Benny Hinn crusades?
Well, you should have prompted me before this. That's called spiritual trauma. I have fond memories, and because I was so little, but I remember getting caught up in the hype and not understanding why. So, like, do you remember we were on a video?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, we were recorded crying during worship, and it made the video, and we watched it like 20 times together.
I don't like that.
Yeah. So that's I think I was 10. You would have been 7.
6, 7.
So I have memories of being a little kid and being with my mom and being with you and our friends. Do you remember Tom? Tom, I'll just say Tom.
Yeah.
And he was on stage security.
I do. That's the one thing I do.
Do you remember what happened?
No.
Yes, you do.
I just remember him sitting there
looking. He got slayed in the spirit and then fell under the stage and stayed under the stage because he was slayed in the spirit. You don't remember this?
There's kayakers going by. Go quiet about the slain in the spirit talk.
They can't hear us.
100% they can. It's okay.
Oh, those kayakers are there. Don't get slain in the spirit.
I do not remember that, and I doubt. I doubt your memory on this one.
Why would you doubt
I don't know.
my memory?
Only
on this?
because the gentleman that you're referring to, this was like his pinnacle to be a security guard.
I'm aware
to be given that title and
no background experience of being a security guard.
Just a volunteer
just a
fighter.
bald, angry man. That was what he was.
And he had his sunglasses on, sitting there looking very.
So you remember that?
I remember that. I don't remember him getting.
Oh my God, Dano! Yeah, he
because that would be that's against his whole protocol.
His his strict
goes against his training
security ethics. No, he.
Do you think they were like, all right, so you're a volunteer security guard?
Yes.
If you happen to get slain in the spirit, it's okay.
No, I think
they're like, just go under the stage and stay out of sight.
We've had this discussion. I think the phenomenon is group, like mob mentality, and you convince yourself, and it gets worked up. Ooh, I have something to tell you about that after this. But I still remember it was like it was blue drapes under the stage, and like Benny Hinn came by and was like, the spirit's over here, and then he went over and he put his hand or something on this person, and then like he started shaking and like rolled off the stage and then went underneath. And I still remember, like, is he just gonna sit under there because now he doesn't have to do his job, or is he too embarrassed to come out? I don't remember what happened after, but I remember him being under there a long time.
That's wild, man.
It was on the video. Yeah. The video is still out there.
Shout out my coworker Ben, who does a Benny Hinn impression.
Does he really?
Bada Honda, shoulda bada Hyundai.
That's not a Benny Hinn impersonation. That's just speaking in tongues. Hey, shout out to Pentecost Sunday yesterday.
Hey, shout out Pentecostal. Hey, I was gonna say, Benny Hinn, multiple times has done false prophecies of like.
He's made millions of dollars.
I know. How has he not been stoned yet? Stoned to death.
Oh, are they like getting high? Probably.
Yeah.
Good morning, Holy Spirit.
That's so funny.
That's his book.
I remember that book where that a big section that I feel like was heavily impressed upon me of like, even as a kid, his bedroom had like the aura of the presence of God.
I do remember that now.
And I remember thinking,
fuck.
Yeah, seriously. Like, oh God.
Our room is in the basement with one window.
Yeah.
So I read an article on ministry time and Holy Spirit chills and slain in the spirit and shaking. And it was a woman saying when she went to Bible camp, and now that she's an adult looking back, she goes, that was my trauma manifesting, but I was told it was a spirit of God.
Interesting.
And I'm like, holy fuck. Because you were inviting people to dial up their trauma or their demons or their whatever word you want to use in a totally untrained, not safe environment that's usually loud and triggering. So she's like, it's probably just, you're just being triggered and you're manifesting triggers. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
How we can pinpoint and saying that's God, where it's our body saying this might not be safe.
Do you think there's other areas that happens outside? I mean, like to that like physical manifestation and groupthink.
Yeah, I mean sporting events.
Yeah.
Any kind of like workplace conference retreat. Usually, most conferences are like that.
Sure.
Any kind of like sales industry is gonna be like, let's get pumped up. Or do we really believe in this product? Like Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, those scenes were straight up like
evangelical Christianity. Yeah. And it's
funny though, they would say, I remember watching it thinking, I bet you religious people are thinking, oh, this is like a demon of greed working in this room.
1,000%.
So it's like everyone thinks they're right of what's happening here.
Mm-hmm. and we just do it better. That's evangelicalism. Is like we should operate our churches like a Fortune 500 company, but we're just going to do it better. It's like, no, you're not. You're going to exploit people for your bottom line.
Yeah. Tough look.
Okay, Dano, I want to talk a little bit about your favorite denomination, Southern Baptist Conference.
I thought you were going to go back to Latter-day Saints.
No, I want to go back to middle names, but you gave me shit about Mike Madonna putting a... You still got a knife in our back?
Madonna.
You know he doesn't play anymore, right?
Yeah, I know he doesn't play anymore. He's like 55.
You know the Wild beat the Stars, right?
Yeah.
In playoffs? Okay.
Man, how long... this is the longest conversation about hockey we've had in a minute, huh?
What are your thoughts about the Minnesota Gophers, and why do you hate them so much?
I was living in Dinkytown when they won the national championship, my man.
Hockey, yeah. Name your kid Minnesota hockey, then.
No, it's John Rambo Oakenshield.
Dano, Minnesota Golden Gopher hockey team, 1998.
Yeah.
Okay, so Albert Mohler, he is tied to SBC. I think he might be the president of a university or seminary.
What's the big seminary down? Liberty?
No, yes, but I don't know if that's Southern Baptist. Liberty is an evangel. Evangel is who the fuck cares? Anyways, Albert Mohler was on a podcast, and this person called in or left a message saying his church, they have like a message, and then they have someone recap the message online so people can listen to more shitty messages in a shorter amount of time. And this young guy called in and said, but some of the people who recap the message, one of them is a woman. And she's not a staff pastor, but she is teaching the Bible, even giving a recap. And how he doesn't like it. And Albert Mohler said, women podcasters acting like pastors.
Bless you, big boy sneeze.
Damn, I can feel that coming. I'm trying to get through it. He said the women podcasters are a problem because they're operating under or guising as biblical authority, and now they're rewriting their version of their constitution for the Southern Baptist, the SBC, to amend it to say that women. It already says women can't be pastors, but now they're spelling out what pastors do, which is like shepherding, pastoring, teaching, preaching, stuff like that, so that if you do any of those as a woman, even if you're not under the title of pastor, you still get kicked out.
Wow. It brings to mind like what's the authority from their perspective? That what does the authority like go into? It's like if a woman was like, looks like it's going to be 65 degrees today and sunny, would a meteorologist be like, whoa, you can't say that? Like, to me, it's like, I would imagine it's like the experience, the degrees, the interpretation, the work they put into a sermon, and then the delivery of it from like a, church, like a thing at the front of a church. Pulpit. Like, there's got to be something besides just someone saying into a mic, like, here's what the pastor talked about today. John, blah, 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 said this, and the lessons we can learn is this. Like, why is that so threatening? Like, what does the authority of that pastor bring into that whole process? You know what I'm trying to say?
They would argue it's the integrity and the infallibility of Scripture.
So women straight up can't even talk about what Scripture means in any...
Not to a man. They could do it to kids and to women. I listened to a whole sermon on this a couple days ago on a shitty Christian radio station.
You love listening.
I love listening. It's rage listening, but for the podcast, it really does inform me. Like, oh, yeah. Instead of having to go to old evangelical colleagues, like I did that once to this guy in a bar, and I'm like, can I ask you a bunch of conservative questions? Like, I just don't remember. He's like, I guess so. I'm like,
what was his first name?
I'm not going to, Benny Hinn.
Man.
Mike Madonna.
That's the middle name of one of your kids.
He's got a knife in her back still. And he was just embarrassed. You could tell he's like, and he'd get really quiet.
There's a big boater coming
big
through.
Boater, get some. Funny. What was I talking about? You're like, you can't say that because the people are kayaking by.
He can't hear us. That guy's hauling ass.
Dude, it's got to feel so good just like when you're in a boat by yourself going full throttle, you put your hat backwards.
How about it does feel good.
It does feel good.
If anybody does come by on a boat and they can hear us, we're gonna what's the code switch? They're like talking minnows on fishing.
The water temperature's pretty cold. It's helping the minnows survive a little bit longer.
Good stuff.
What were we talking about? The infallibility of Scripture.
Yeah. So anytime, a woman can't.
But I was telling you in that bar when I was asking
right.
that pastor, I'm like, so can you? And I'm talking normal, not loud, just normal. I'm like, so tell me again, why can a woman not give a?
Is he a current believer in this, or is he a former?
He is a current Acts 29 church planter pastor. May or may not be in the town that I might be around.
Sure.
Right. No one knows who I'm talking about. But some of you do know who I'm talking about. And I said, why can't a woman get up behind the pulpit and give a message, but they can come and teach a message like on a Saturday morning from the floor? Because that's a big thing. You can't have authority behind the pulpit and giving a sermon. You can teach. You can't preach.
That's what I'm saying, though. The podcast thing, how does that fall in line with preaching?
Because if you are saying here's a biblical authority, a teaching would be like, here's some thoughts I have about why it's important to be a godly woman in today's society, something like that. But to get up and say, Paul says in Titus that enslaved people should be thankful to their masters. That is preaching from the Bible as authority versus giving some thoughts. Yeah. But so I went through like every single one. So, okay, so why is it? And he's like, well, I'm like, why are you talking so quiet? He's like, well, this is really sensitive.
Well, because I don't actually believe this.
Exactly. I'm like, you don't like what you're being cornered into. Oh, my. I have so many stories about that.
Let's do a quick aside.
Okay.
Because we talked about this yesterday. Like, in a sense there, he felt ashamed. And there's certain people that are like, yeah, they should feel ashamed. Like you think you want to be a part of our bar experience right now, being out at a bar, but you're ashamed to talk about a central tenet of your life because the bar is going to find out and then you're going to look stupid.
Exactly.
And it's like almost like, well, should we kind of press into that to be like,
why are you uncomfortable?
Why are you in this space and then still sheepish about what you believe or think? And I don't know. I think certainly in politics that's more. I would align somewhat with that. Just like, no, people just don't get to. You don't get to like Jacob Frey, for instance, Minneapolis mayor, like showed up at George Floyd Square.
Yeah.
When it was all going down. Remember this video?
I don't.
And like the whole crowd is like, goodbye, Jacob. And he had to walk like 50 yards through this because he thought he could like show up and be like part of the healing process. And I get to look, I'm protesting with you. And everybody's like, nope, get the fuck out of here because if your beliefs and your policies don't align with the space that you want to be a part of right now. Like, you can't have it both ways.
Exactly.
And I wonder, like, even in that circumstance, my tendency is to, like, no, man. Like,
exploit it?
Yeah.
This is why we don't have a lot of friends now.
Interesting.
That's why I cry myself to sleep. I think a big reason on it, Dano, is, like, most pastors I talk to ask them, why don't you post your policies about queer people, inclusion? Just make it clear. They are very uncomfortable because they know what the cost will be. But they also deeply, deeply believe that they should be victims for Christ.
Yes.
And so it's almost like this double-edged sword of like, I don't want to be persecuted, but now I can go to my friends and say, oh, guys, you have no idea what I did for the gospel today. Like, what'd you do? I whispered saying women have to speak from the floor, not one step higher. So it's like if you believe that you should be a victim, you look for it any way you can. But when you're in the walls of your church or denomination, you can say whatever the fuck you want and be celebrated. When it gets out, there's real life consequences to that. Oh, God, it sucks. It does suck. I hate it.
So give us a quick, I don't know, explanation on like their beliefs as far as this goes with like where in the Bible, is it even in the Bible that say like women can talk to kids but not women can preach to other women but not to men. It's like why is that caveat in there at all?
I think it's in Titus and 2 Timothy.
So there is biblical premise.
There's
but specifically for like it's okay for them to talk to kids.
Yes, well, because
to me that sounds like we don't want you preaching from the pulpit, but we don't want to go do Sunday school.
Yeah, It's 1,000% right, but they want to have complete control of what they are saying in Sunday school. It says I'm pretty sure it's Titus, but it's in one of the Pauline epistles that is clearly not a Pauline epistle. So Paul didn't write it. I'll give you that in 2 seconds. But it says that women shall remain silent. They should not have authority over men, and they should go back to their husbands if they have questions. So it says it very clearly. So the fact that it says you should not have authority over men, it doesn't say you should not have authority over kids or women.
Oh.
But they believe, it says that women are the weaker vessel, Paul says in there. And so they treat it at, oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So since they're the weaker vessel can go to other weaker vessels because kids are still weaker vessels until they become men. And who decides at what age? Is it 17-year-old they can be instructed by women, but then they turn 18 and suddenly their soul is different? If they get hair on their genitals, they're going through puberty. Now can a woman not have authority over them?
Yeah, what's the line there?
The big argument against it is something like Romans, where it's talking about women apostles and empowering women. Doesn't say anything about like a two-tiered system of who's better than the other. But then you get into the later Pauline epistles. It's clearly there's so much or household codes and order in the church. It's already this established thing. Paul doesn't act like that in his 7 authentic epistles. So it's clearly a group of people who want to have control and over other people. Oh, God.
How did it get into canon then? Because it was convenient?
They wanted power.
Yeah.
Remember the line, if we believe this to be true, who benefits the most? You read Romans, it's the body of what he would call the body of Christ, right? And you get into Timothy and Titus, who benefits the most? It's always men. Always men. So there's your Bible lesson for today, everyone. Fuck the patriarchy.
The denomination we were part of would do teachings about like why women in leadership are okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that, but it does seem like an example of this verse says you can do this or they can't do this, but we don't require women to stay silent in church.
Yeah.
And head coverings are not a thing in Christianity as far as the Western, right? So why isn't that? What is their explanation for if you're going to say that this verse should be enforced, why not all these other ones after it?
And so there's a famous book. I don't remember who wrote it. It was you guys are going to love the title of this book. It's called Slaves, Women,
and
Homosexuals.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And it's all there are, because it is true. The what is the word you use? The exegetical framework you use to be able to interpret why, when Paul says women shouldn't talk in church and you should go to your husband to get information, they'd say, well, what Paul was saying isn't really an eternal truth. It was something at that time that we don't understand, or it's a cultural thing is what they argue. And they use in the Bible, in the Old Testament, there's an ark, an upward. Have you heard this before?
I don't know.
God damn. There's this.
I know the ark in the Old Testament, though. I'll tell you that much.
Thanks, Indiana Jones.
No, the ark
Face
of Noah.
melter!
Noah's ark.
No, I was.
A lot of arcs.
a lot of
different
too many arcs in
A lot
the
of
Bible.
different meanings for that word, huh?
There's an ark coming in Washington, D.C. soon.
There's
Arc de Triomphe.
Big Arc Deluxe at McDonald's.
A lot of arcs. Okay, the arc in my feet is a little too bowed.
Hey.
Okay, anyways, they would say that the upward trajectory throughout the Old Testament is slaves started at a low position and then found liberation throughout. So as Scripture, it's such bullshit, but as Scripture gets older throughout time, there's this liberation bent for enslaved people. And then the same thing for women. There's this, starts out as their property, and then there's language through the person of Jesus that leads them to a redemptive place. But those damn gays don't get that same beneficial. Even the Old Testament doesn't even talk about it. Oh, God. It's just absolutely bullshit. So that was the one book that they would use. Well, guys, because, we all do it. You find something that reinforces your bias, and then you double down on it and say this is the the quintessential work about what we believe.
So the question that comes up for me is, why would anybody still continue to be a part of the Southern Baptist Conference?
God, you know what?
And I think I was going to ask, their numbers have to be just being trajectories down. I thought I read that trajectory is going way down fast.
I don't know if it's going way down fast, but I'd say it's dropping.
Yeah, it's definitely not growing.
I can't even speak to it. I don't know the numbers. But I know in conservative movements like Russian Orthodox, Reformed Presbyterian, like Tim Keller's church, that's having a huge uptick. Not huge. It's having a marketable uptick in young men right now.
Non-Russians are going to Russian Orthodox?
Yes. Or Greek Orthodox, yeah. High, very, very high order church. Like,
yeah, Tim Keller used to talk about this, like why he was getting gains in like midtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
Is like young working professionals. I don't know if he would use the word liberal back then, but basically because people want high church.
They want order. Mm-hmm. But let's go back to
I can understand that to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Especially if you're coming from like sappy evangelical church, like, no, I just like the process of, I don't know, here's what we're going to get every single service, here's what it's going to look like.
And Tim, we're on a
there's more like reflection and kind of
and
thoughtfulness.
He was brilliant.
Yeah, he was.
Like he really was.
But you were in that former Catholic church that's now like a progressive church in Boston is amazing. But even just like, I do like the whole thing of Catholic churches and high church will just say there's something to, like, even the architecture is like is meant to draw your eyes up in like awe and like reflection.
Everything's a reminder there's something bigger than yourself. Yeah. And even like the priest being up there and holding the Bible up and holding the communion or the body of Christ up. It's this whole of what is elevated, what is celebrated is clearly beyond ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think evangelicalism is a wide swath of churches. But the amount of people that I have had conversations with just in where I live of who stumbled into churches not knowing what kind of church that they're part of. But they have like small groups, great kids ministries, people dress casually, they have coffee. Honestly, just like neighborhood church, the church I pastor with. And so they make these assumptions of like, people are happy here. It's growing. Parking lot's full. And then they get into it and they don't understand what's happening till they go to a conference or a newcomers class. And then like some people have shared of like, oh, you guys really don't like women. How did I not know that on the front end? And once you're in it, it's hard. I mean, you've been there. It's hard to detangle yourself when you're in it because you're like, well, is it that bad? And you can make excuses and you can justify. Maybe that's a one-off thing. Because what people want is they want to find community. They want to find friends. They want to find connection. And we use spirituality because it's important. But what people really want is just friends.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
And maybe not like best friends, but they want to feel like they belong to something. And I think church is a beautiful place to do that. But when it's exploited to have power over bodies.
Well, and it's something that we never have to think about because we're white males. But like, when there's like, we don't notice how things aren't represented without, like other.
Hold on. Hauling ass.
Catching fish.
No hat.
Hauling ass and catching bass.
Middle name. Dano hauling ass, catching bass Sauter.
Well, I think just bass catcher.
Yeah. I like. Yeah. How about ass catcher?
Hey. I got an ass catcher hanging above my bed in the window.
How great would it be to introduce yourself? Hey, Dano, ass catcher by day, bass catcher by morning. Am I right?
They're like, huh?
Anywho, thank you, Mr. President.
Like, we never have to think about representation. Because like it sounds good to me to say right now, like, why don't people just notice that there's no black people being? It's like, well, I didn't notice it, until someone pointed out, like, hey, there's no black people on the stage ever. Yeah.
I still remember talking to one of our common friends, who's older than us, and we were talking about privilege. This is way back, and he's like, I don't believe in privilege, and his argument was like, I grew up in a very poor, and he's white, and he's a man, and I grew up in a poor neighborhood. My parents were horrible. They were absolutely just they were abusive. And he goes, I had to fight for everything. So when you say I have privilege as a white man, I don't believe it. And my one argument I heard from someone else, I said, look at all the presidents. Look at, if you walked into any bank right now and look at who are the executives in that bank. Go to any university, who's going to be on the Board of Regents.
Yeah.
So you're going to find 95%, maybe even 100% white men in all those. So in higher places, the representation looks like me, looks like you. So we don't even have to think about it. It didn't work.
Yeah. Suffice it to say. I heard a African-American podcaster talk about this, about how, like, when we were kids, he's about my age, like, there was, like, this weird renaissance of, specifically on just, like, TV and some movies of, like, black representation.
Yeah.
And I was thinking back, like, I used to watch Cosby Show every day after school when it was in syndication, and I've seen every single episode of Family Matters, every single episode of...
Have you really?
Yes.
Every
100%.
episode of Family Matters?
When it got to syndication and was on at 4 o'clock after school, I'd watch what was ever on. And Fresh Prince, I've seen every single episode through and through.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, is there anything like that now? Like, those were like the biggest shows on television.
Yeah. Blackish.
Yeah, I guess I just don't watch.
AF.
Those aren't at the same level as... I mean, TV is a different conversation, I guess. But I don't know. I felt like it took a big dip down. But
no, I would say it took a dip down, but I would say that there's
or certainly
more
didn't,
representation than there was when we were kids.
Yeah, and again, like, there was only 4 channels back then.
There was really only 3 channels. PBS didn't count.
Well, I'm not talking PBS. I'm talking like
There's only 3.
Fox, which we didn't get when we were
didn't
kids.
have. Yeah, so
I'm just saying in the culture, like. Anyways, I don't know.
Do you remember we didn't have cable TV?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember why?
Our dad said it was because they couldn't make cable go up the big hill on our small town, which I believed until I was conservatively 15.
I was way older than that. The cable didn't go that far.
Damn, I guess he's right. I guess they can't get the cable up the hill.
The gravity is a bitch, huh? Am I right?
The hill that's not.
Do you remember having to...
Insurmountable.
I just had Kira, my daughter, just ask me, did you guys bike up that hill? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
What? When we were older, we would. But
I did it every single time. I've never walked up that hill.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. You know, I have done. I've skateboarded down it twice.
I did too. I did it
That's
once.
Scary.
Shaky skateboard? Yeah, I did not enjoy that. No
Dumb.
helmet.
No helmet. Dumb.
We were cool.
Cool.
Okay, how did we get on Family Matters?
Black representation.
And people walking into churches and, yeah. So
interesting on those shows, though. Bill Cosby, obviously,
not great.
Not good. But in Cliff Huxtable, on the other hand, good. And he was a doctor.
You're getting into the art.
No, I'm just saying, like, the black representation on those shows.
Oh, yeah.
Cliff Huxtable, doctor. His wife, I think, was a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, whatever, Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was a judge in white-dominated, rich Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Super. It was really good. Yeah.
Steve Urkel, super genius.
Do you know that he has made like millions and millions of dollars off real estate?
Yeah, I did actually know that. He was in that Adam Sandler basketball scout movie too. Did you see that?
What?
Anthony Edwards is like the bad guy.
I have no idea what you're
it's
talking
actually pretty good.
It's not. Adam Sandler's a scout, like a basketball scout?
Yeah, and then he goes to Europe to find this guy. Brings
no
it back. It's a Netflix movie. Check it out, folks. I don't know what the name of it is.
Anthony Edwards is a bad guy?
Yeah, he's like the shit talker that's like, I'm going to end this motherfucker.
Yeah.
It is cool.
Okay, speaking of basketball movies, did you ever watch one with Denzel Washington where he
got game?
Yeah. It's so good. You know what? My 17-year-old said, Dad, have you watched Basketball Diaries? And I haven't thought about that movie for 20 years. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I remember that, and all I remember is what he does to get money for drugs in the bathroom.
I don't remember that. Oh, Basketball that's
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a crazy movie. What's that guy's name?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, the character, the real life guy.
Oh, I don't know. It's a true story.
Yeah, and he wrote that song that's at the end.
I have to rewatch.
Those are people who died. Remember that?
No. I'm
it's
excited
a crazy
about watching
movie.
it, but I remember watching as in my early 20s and feeling really guilty because I'm like, Jesus is here with me, he would not enjoy this movie.
Catholic. We should do it for Catholic month.
I forgot what Catholic. It was Catholic week, then it turned into Catholic month.
I think we're just Catholics now.
I think we're just Catholics now.
That's a crazy movie about like abuse and
yeah.
And then his Catholic high school basketball team, they're like, okay, and they all think they're taking uppers right before the game.
Yes, they take downers.
And they're getting hit in the face.
We don't need to spend a lot of time on this, but there's something with the coach that he's not a good person.
Yeah, nobody in that movie is a good person.
But don't tell me because I don't remember. But there's something about like an aha moment that I remember. Leonardo DiCaprio is in one of his like horrible parts of his life, bumps into his coach.
Yeah.
His coach like exploits him or something. I don't.
Yeah.
I just remember
it's not a fun watch.
I thought it was going to be a movie about basketball, and I ended up watching. I'm like,
and diaries,
my two favorite things.
So tell me why. Maybe you just did. Why are people staying in these fucked up denominations?
Because they benefit from it in some degree. We have an inherent, not everybody, but there's a lot of people who have been raised to trust power or trust pastors of like, oh, you don't swear around a pastor. You have to call them reverend or pastor. It's like there's this holiness attached to them. So you're taught to not trust your gut. Like, oh, my heart is evil. My heart is bad. My body is disgusting. Yeah. And so, it's nice your kids enjoy it. That's the big one.
That is a big one.
If your kids have a positive experience, I mean, we have someone we know right now whose kids are actively involved in church, and they are not the biggest fans of it, but they're going with it because they're like, it's good for my kids, but I want nothing to do with it.
Man,
I'd be like, well, I'm not going to.
I think there's something in the South that's not quite right.
I'm not going to go that to all the people listening in the South.
I'm just saying, like, there's clearly a deeply embedded something that we're seeing now in politics, like gutting voting rights, and it just seems like there's something about all of this must be connected somehow, I would argue. And I'm not the person to connect it, but like there's something there where like white power is still very much
white
desirable. Yeah.
It's
and in the white Southern Baptist, I mean, like the Baptist church like split. What's the black version of the Southern Baptist church?
Well, the AMC is one.
Yeah.
But that's Methodist.
And like Assemblies of God did the same thing, right?
Split?
Yeah, early like in the civil rights movement. One was Assemblies of God.
They broke off, yeah.
But the black version was the one they broke off from.
Like I really don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I know that FCA, Fellowship of Christian Assemblies, broke off from Assemblies of God.
Are they?
Because they don't, if I remember correctly, you can't be a woman pastor in the AG.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. No,
we never
can't.
had one.
No, I went to AG Bible College, and you could be a youth pastor, I think. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. But I know the FCA that we were a part of as kids, women can be pastors. And I asked one of the pastors of the church we grew up in, I said, if that's true, when's the last time there was a senior pastor? Or even a woman on, like, the elder team? And he's like, well, I think back in, hand of God, I think back in the 20s or 30s. And I'm like, Joe Bega Donuts, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, dude.
God, that guy. We should do a whole, I'm being serious, we should do a whole episode and get people from that youth group to send in stories that, like, we might have not all the right memories of youth group.
Interesting.
I'd be really fast. I just thought about that in the moment.
I think we can trust our guts on this one.
No, I'm saying I would like to know, like, people who...
Well, people are still in churches from that youth group.
Exactly, but, like, I had a very good experience. I imagine there's people in that youth group who did not.
I did not have a very good experience in youth group. No.
Oh, I remember you having a very good experience.
My experience was wanting to feel like I was having the experience that I heard about you having.
Yeah.
Because we had people, like, once there was, like, my youth group when I was there got very popular for a short amount of time.
You did? I forgot about that.
And then once, like, the quote-unquote cool kids stopped coming.
Was that Phil or Jeff? Had to be Jeff.
I never had Phil.
You never had Phil. Okay.
So it was, like, hot for a little bit.
It was.
And then because I think it was just, like, the place to be. I think this is where, like, youth groups make their bread and butter is, like, If this is the cool place to be on a Wednesday night,
yes,
even just for like sit through this service so you can hang out in the parking lot after.
Yeah.
There's something to that, but then it got weird after that.
Or do you want to talk about this?
I could care less.
Okay.
I think like the student leaders.
Careful. Was it me?
No, like once you guys left, like there was a strong student leadership with like you and a few other people.
Yeah.
And even before you, it was like
It was
strong
awesome.
student leaders.
Yeah.
I think by the time some other people left and that vacuum and people filled it, they weren't people that I would ever want to be like. Like I wanted to be like men and women like you and some other Nikki, your wife.
Steve.
Yeah, I mean, truly at the time
Yeah.
it was like, but by the time, I'm not. By the time a kid named Willie was the number one student leader.
Are you the same age? Were you guys the same age?
He was 2 years older than me.
2 years older.
But he aged down because he stuck around. Well, I'm serious. Like he didn't like. I'm saying when people in a small town youth group don't go away, what do? They stay in youth group. It's true.
Age down sounds.
Yes, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh God, yeah.
When you don't go to college, you stay around, and all your friends are still there because whatever. It's not great. Bad things can happen.
Yes, they can.
And that's what I'm like. I think I'm out of here.
But when you were like a junior and a senior, is that when it was popular, or is that when it did the popularity shift?
I think I think by the time we were juniors, and certainly seniors, it's like no.
Wow. That's fascinating.
And I think there's probably something to like, at least in our town, the quote unquote popular kids were like sports people. And so once sports came around, it just decimates the youth group, I'd imagine.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's student ministries. Like I still remember my boss telling me like, hey, you gotta go get the cool kids. And I remember just thinking like, that's not like what I believe Jesus is about.
Dude, that's the explicit direction given to me when I helped out with Young Life one time. Like our ministry model is to get the cool and popular kids to come here because then everyone else will follow.
Okay, let's have this conversation on the microphone. Because I think you'll be okay. I hope you're okay with this. Young Life.
Yeah.
The director that was in the town, I won't say his name. He's a nice guy. And I would text him twice a year at the beginning of school season and before summer. Hey, has Young Life updated its policies because anyone can join as a kid to their programs, and they do like high-end great programming and marketing, or they're known for that. And I would text him and he'd be like, "No, Kris, so anyone can come as a student, but if you want to volunteer, you can't be queer."
Okay.
Like, it's hard, no. But you can't find it anywhere online. It's not made public. It's all secret. So, I've asked him, same thing I do to everyone. And he was fine, and he finally quit. Now he's transitioning into something else. He's like, hey, here is the new person who's overseeing all of Young Life in the area. And I had a conversation with someone else who's working with them. They're like, I had the same conversation, and he was like very like, oh, this is so nuanced. It's really complicated, and we really love everybody. And they're like, I think it's going to change, is what this person told me. And I'm like, no, this guy's, and I can't say for sure because we're talking on Wednesday. And I want to hear what questions you'd ask him. But they're like, no, he's like super progressive and he's using really open language. I'm like, this is how they are trained. Now, unless this guy is duped and he's really progressive and is not aware of these policies, which I don't believe for a second. So I'm talking with him on Wednesday. Do you think it's, what's the right word? I don't know. Ethical seems too strong of a word. Of just having these conversations with these people. If I already know what Young Life is,
yeah,
like I feel like I'm doing it so that when people ask me, is Young Life a safe place? I'm trying to get like a heartbeat of where they're at. Like, are they moving towards something, or are they just doing what most evangelicals do is like let's use new language to make it sound better than it actually is.
I think like we see it with politics all the time. Like when a person getting interviewed gets annoyed by the questions because they're trying to hide something, it's like it's not your fault for asking the question.
Yeah.
It's just that you're confronting them with a truth that we know they believe, and they didn't want to talk about that because they don't want that truth to be widely known.
They don't like that truth.
Yeah. And they still firmly believe that truth, but they know the PR ramifications.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think ask any question you want. What's the downside?
There's part of me that is like, should I be giving my energy elsewhere?
Sure.
But there's still something in me of like, well, who's asking these questions? And the only way we find transformation is we have to do it on multiple stages. And I'm like,
Well, you could ask like, hey, I know queer teenagers. Are they welcome to come there?
I know what to ask. I ask the same damn questions.
But like, it's not like gotcha. It's like practical.
It's like, and I'm not in the gotcha.
That's what I'm saying though, because it's like, is this neighbor of mine welcome to be there or whatever?
Yeah.
Like,
and the thing I brought him to this other guy is I'm a pastor because the youth pastor I met, I want to be just like him.
Sure.
And I said, where did you go to Bible college? And that's where I went to Bible college. And how do you not know that there's all these other people who are looking at you, Joe Bag of Donuts, who want to be just like you? And what are you going to tell them if they're queer? Say, oh, you know what he told me? He's like, well, Kris, I just sent him to your church. I'm like, do you not understand how devastating that would be? They fell in love with Jesus because they want to be like you.
Right.
And if you say, well, you can't be like me.
Tough.
It's beyond, that's devastating,
that's devastating.
Man. Oh, my God. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it.
Young Life, like the whole ministry model is like, from the way I understand it, is like have really fun weekly night parties, essentially.
Yeah, it is.
I spoke at one in a town close to you where like the kid playing songs, it'd be like one worship song and two like...
It's intentional.
Yeah, I know. Like Tom Petty.
Yep.
I'm just like, what are we doing
Lean
here?
on me.
Yeah. And then the whole model is like, get them to meet some kids, have fun, want to be like the popular kids who are super Christian, blah, 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 and then get them to go to a camp.
Exactly.
What's interesting, though, I judged it hard when I went there. I'm like, this fucking is insane.
It is. It's cultish.
Yes. However, in North Minneapolis, the branch there is run by this, as far as I know, super awesome lady named Hope. I'm not sure if she's still involved, but like empathy bleeds out of her for predominantly African-American kids in North Minneapolis. An amazing ministry because getting them to go to camp, adding some structure in their life, having like a weekend at camp that's like, they don't get to go to stuff like this.
Yeah.
They're not going to Wisconsin Dells like kids in Cloquet or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so to have them have this like amazing week of just like love and entertainment getting showered at them. And it seemed like more of like an outreach of like, let's help your life. Let's help you with homework. Let's help you with maybe some trauma that might happen in your community or whatever. And so it changed but I think that's just because of Hope. I think that's just because of this particular branch understood that the power and impact that they could have, instead of like the mission of Young Life is like Tom Petty songs and a Beyonce song to get them to go to this crazy YMCA camp where they say a prayer in between jet ski rides.
Yeah. But it's the whole idea of like, can good things come out of toxic systems? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like all my best friends all came from the church that I worked in.
Right.
Right. And barely any of them, none of them go to church anymore. Barely any of them would even say they follow Jesus in that same manner. So good things can come out of it. You can still do justice work. But you can just tell better stories, too.
This is why I don't really believe, and maybe we don't have time to get into it, maybe we do, of like, I don't think I believe that church numbers are growing. I think like, even in like the South with Southern Baptists, like, I think they're going down, and it makes sense that they would go down because people just don't buy into this bullshit anymore. When they read an article about like women podcasters are an issue, everyone's like, what are you talking about?
But are those people reading those headlines? It's like how can so many people still follow mega Trump Jesus?
Right.
It's like they have a vested interest in being in that community, and it's not. I have to say that I don't think it's always bad, right? Because like what you just said, there's going to be intersectionality of people's lives, like where they need order, they need black and white thinking. I had, do you remember Emily Ford?
No.
Emily Ford is a badass woman who did the Ice Age Trail, or not the Ice Trail. Yeah,
Ice
she
Age
did
Trail.
like the dog racer. She's from the church that I used to work at. You know who she is. Oh, she's just fucking badass. And I was talking to her about like no longer participating in that evangelicalism. She goes, but Kris, I know people who are alcoholics that need that kind of structure of an evangelical. And it was the first time like, oh, my intersectionality of what I believe about God, my trauma and all that is leading me away from that. But there's still people who can benefit even though it's shitty, toxic systems.
Yes, that's true. Like Teen Challenge, I think is a fucked up.
I can't stand
But
Teen Challenge. It does some good.
If it gets somebody off meth, which it does.
Yes.
That's better than being on meth.
Yeah, but then the ethical issue is...
I have a huge problem with what happens after they're off meth.
Oh, my God.
And that's when it's just like this delicate balance.
Does the end justify the means that's the question.
But I guess like in the conversation about super conservative churches in Deep South, there's got to be better options there. Even like our old denomination is a arguably better option than that bullshit.
But again, it's better for who and when.
Yeah.
Because it's still an oppressive, toxic system. So then the other argument is then where is there no harm?
Yeah.
Is it about harm reduction or no harm? And I don't think there's any space where it is perfect all the time. And remember the joke was like, well, don't come to our church because you're going to ruin it. God, you remember they'd say that shit? No church is perfect. It is. Don't show up because you'd ruin it. Fucking that. And remember the same person be like, have you read this book? It's a stinking good book.
Yeah.
God damn. So, yes, I think there can be some good, and does the good outweigh all the other bodies behind the bus? And I'd say no.
Right.
Like, can we rethink of places where people who don't get to go to camps and don't have the same resources to go to those things, can we have an experience where they go to camp that isn't tied to like Jesus, or Jesus is better if you're straight than you're gay? And the thing about Young Life, and I've talked to several students about this, is when you pump it up as it's cool, it's fun, and this is enough, and you get them to camp where they have to make a decision, they said it's all built up to the altar call, like our Bible thing, and then when it's done, they go out and party. They go and they hook up because it's just this emotional, I want to feel, because that's what all teens know, right?
Yeah.
There's so many ways of bringing kids to a place where they can find belonging with themselves, one another, the earth, the universe, and not have to tie it to, now women, here's your role. Now if you're queer, you got to go to Sauter's church. Oh, God, I hate that.
Yeah.
Okay, Young Life. I would actually be really interested for people who are listening to this who had an experience like with Young Life or Teens for Christ or...
Well, I got a friend that went to Teens for Christ.
Oh, I know you do. We still have to get them on the pod.
Yes, we do. I think the thing about Young Life, at least for this person...
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was
They're not listening to this podcast.
Yeah, it was explicitly like, we're going to be... It's like crypto to banks. Like, we don't want them to go to the established youth groups.
Yes, I know.
We're like a new thing. We're going to siphon off the cool kids from that.
Dano, think about who that couple is and how they lived their life. They were kind. They were generous.
They were kind.
But they always let you know where you were in relation to them.
Yeah.
They were very kind, but that person, that leader would say to me many times, well, Kris, you know. And they were they funded most of Young Life themselves.
Yeah.
But it was always just this reminder of like, well, so if you are in that kind of place and you have those kind of resources, they carried with them like, well, we're just different. Right? I'm built differently. I wouldn't say they ever I'm not going to go down the road. So to say then what we're doing is better than everyone else, and they would say, but we want to be a resource to the other churches. Like, no, you fucking need the church's money to be able to do what you're doing. So another Young Life story. They would do a fundraiser at the high school that my kids went to, and it would generate most of their income. And we just planted the church, and where my house is really close to the school, and I invited we had a table and invited everyone to my house for cocktails before, because there was no booze at this thing. And they come over, and there was a big bottle of whiskey, and it was a church event, so people had a glass of wine or a beer, and I saw 5 people just keep eyeing up the whiskey, and I finally read through. I'm like, do you guys want some whiskey? And they're like, I guess I'll just have one. there was seriously, we showed up to that fundraiser as we thought we were having fun. We were probably so fucking loud, red in the face. It was wild. It was so fun, and I never have to go back.
Did you give to Young Life?
Yeah, we did. We bought a cake for I think $900. You bid on it, and we put all our money together, and you got a cake.
How was the cake?
Fucking great.
Where was it from?
Who made the cake for my wedding? Wendy? No. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Nick's mom, who lived in Thompson at the end of the road on the left. Wayne was his dad.
Yeah, Larson?
Larson or Thompson?
Yeah, Larson. Let's keep it in. Okay.
No, it is. No, it is Larson.
I know what it is. Do we want to just talk about people like this?
Nick Larson, if you're listening.
Get on the pod, baby.
Get on the pod. Wayne Thompson, if you're listening. I want you. Remember him from Carleton?
No, I don't.
Oh, he played basketball.
I don't remember a Wayne Thompson.
Yeah, Wayne Thompson.
How old?
He would have been in Caitlin's grade, so 3 years older than me.
He
was a good basketball player.
Not a lot. I'm going to say this quietly because we're deep in Wisconsin, but not a lot of Waynes around.
Why do you have to keep that?
Because right when I was about to say it, I'm like, I bet you there's 7 Waynes within earshot.
Hauling ass on my jet ski.
Can you guys hear that?
No hats.
7 years old.
No helmets. No hats, no helmets.
No hats, no helmets, no problems.
That's my next Kenny Chesney song. Okay, tell me more before we wrap up. Tell me more about this Wayne epidemic. There's not enough Waynes.
Well, I know how many Waynes you know. I think I know one Wayne.
I know one from who loves Penn
What do you
State.
think the name is that was prevalent in our childhood that is no one's naming their kid that these days?
John Rambo.
No, seriously.
Mike Dano. Yeshua.
Oh, come on, seriously.
I don't know. I don't know a lot of Dougs. I don't know a lot of kids named Doug. Right?
Doug is a perfect one.
Doug is great.
If you met this is my new baby, Doug.
Doug Engel.
Is Frank might be coming back?
Frank, I hope so. I love Frank.
Yeah, I know a Frank.
Yeah, I know a couple kids named Frank.
I mean, Chad. I don't think you can come back.
I don't know a lot of Chads.
We have a cousin named Shad.
I like the name Shad.
I used to think that Shad was the norm and Chad was the outlier.
Yeah, so did I.
Somebody would be like, "My name's Chad." I'm like, "You mean Shad?" They're like, "No."
It's a soft C.
It's funny that our cousin was named Shad, but not Shadrach. I'm sure there's Shads out there that are Shadrachs.
It's gotta be some Norwegian, Finnish something, right? Scandinavian.
I think it just might have been thought of at the bottom of a PBR.
Their names, the parents were Mert and Lloyd. No, Tom and
Bev.
Not a lot of Bevs.
Not a lot of Bevs.
Not a lot of Bevs. Okay. Is there any other things you want to talk about on the back deck?
What do you think of oatmeal squares? I couldn't think of anything.
Oatmeal squares like the bars?
Yeah, good.
Big fan.
You know, that's something that Southern Baptists truly have on us is potlucks.
It's true.
I think that
and sweet tea.
I don't know. There's enough sugar down there already. I think that truly a church community that had banger potlucks, I would be drawn to check it out.
We do potluck every 5 months.
Every 5 months? That's 2 a year.
People love it. They want
to brag about how we do it.
We do. Name another church that does it more than every 5 months.
I would say most churches do 2 a year.
You can't even name one church that does it.
I can name churches.
But you don't know that they do it every 5 months?
Duluth Vineyard does it once every 5 months, I bet.
They do potlucks?
big community barbecues.
That's not a potluck. We do an actual potluck. Everyone brings the food to share for everyone else.
Dude, I'm telling you, the American church potluck is one of the top 10 things about being an American.
I'm
not joking. I did a high school musical group that we went to Montana and stopped at every little Lutheran church in the middle of nowhere. Every time they'd throw a huge community potluck for us, changed my life. And in my community in Minneapolis, there's a lot of churches that'll just have like a huge barrel grill after the service.
Yeah.
And I bought dishes from them. I'm like, dude, it's life-changing.
It would be.
Do it more often.
We do it more than.
And if you provide like the main, like do some kick-ass like.
So when we worked at early on in the church that we were a part of, and they do in the summer every Sunday would do a barbecue. Wasn't it every Sunday right after church?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome. I hated working at it, but it was a great. Like there was a lot of community. People would bring. Actually, small groups would sign up to bring the food. Do you remember that?
That's a great model, man.
It was a great model. This is like the size of our church isn't big enough where we could do that yet. But I'd love to have enough resources and people to be able to do that.
I had to get into an argument with a senior pastor at the church I worked at because we were doing a big community potluck or a church potluck, but in the city park a block away from the church.
Okay.
And they wanted to put up signs that this is just for our church. I'm like, this is
I remember
anti-gospel.
This.
What are you talking about?
We cannot do
How
that.
can we put up signs that said this isn't for you if we're on their space and we're a fucking church?
Yes. And it's food that we're donating for everybody to eat. And what's the threat? Well, I know.
The threat is this is a highly detailed type A person that said, we're going to run out of hot dogs. And then I'm like, great. Then we run out of hot dogs. Yeah. What? Luckily, I won that argument. Not luckily, who cares? But I'm surprised that I won that argument.
Dano, I luckily won an argument Sauter.
Yeah, that's not bad. One of my last acts was, as a pastor, was to do a pie eating contest at a church barbecue. And I'm really proud of that.
Did you win?
I didn't enter. I was a judge.
Sounds like you were afraid.
Actually, it was just a pie contest. It wasn't a pie eating contest. Damn it.
Yeah. I remember that. You guys had to make pies. Do you remember the pie contest you won?
No.
Jillian's wedding?
Oh, yeah. I make a hell of a pie.
You do make a hell of a pie.
What's the best pie in the world?
I am like, you're not going to like this. But my favorite pie in the whole world is a banana cream pie.
I don't hate it. I certainly don't hate banana cream pies.
It should be blueberry.
What are you talking about?
Wild blueberry
pie.
No,
rhubarb is the answer.
No, it's not.
By a mile.
Wild blueberry is better than rhubarb.
When's the last time you had a wild blueberry pie?
2 years ago. I made it myself.
You picked the blueberries?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, funny I didn't get an invite to that pie party.
Funny you don't live next to me. If I make a pie, Dano, drive 2 hours, have pie.
I would certainly consider it. I would like to be given that decision for me to make.
Name your next child's middle name Skyuma. You'll get an invitation every time I make a pie.
Skyuna. See you next week.